Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Vince and I post on this channel every single week about my options trading, my stock trading, reviewing my long-term portfolio, pretty much anything related to the stock market. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the stock market, learn a little bit more about options trading and stock trading, then go ahead, scroll down and consider subscribing to the channel. So last week I went ahead and I showed you guys the technical analysis that I did on Boeing before taking a call option trade that made me a little over 150%. The technical pattern that I was looking for during that trade was a downward or upward trending channel. Now, after making that trade, it made me pretty confident that the technicals are working somewhat in the market today, and I wanted to go ahead and use that same exact strategy into next week. I went through my watch list, looked at some blue chip stocks, searched their charts to find that same pattern, and I went ahead and I found it on Microsoft. I trusted my analysis, I went ahead and I executed a similar call option trade, and thanks to the technical gods, the strategy worked out just as planned and I made a little bit over 50% on that trade. So in today's video, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the technical analysis I did on Microsoft, where I found that channel that I was looking for, and how I went ahead and executed that trade. Now, before I roll the intro, make sure to go ahead and smash the like button on this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Alright guys, so I got the charts pulled up. What we're gonna look at is the 90-day 1-hour chart on Microsoft so that we can go ahead and find that channel that I was referring to. Now I'll show you where I purchased the options and where I sold the options, but what I wanna focus on is the actual technical analysis so that you guys have something to take away from this video and implement into your trading. So if I go ahead and I look at the chart here, what I'm looking for is an upward trending channel. Now if I use the channel tool here on Thinkorswim and I draw it from the tops here, basically, you know, it's not going to be perfect. Sometimes it will wick through the channel, but if I draw it there and draw it down near the lows, what we can see here is that we're in a channel. So every time Microsoft hits the bottom, it finds support. It hits the bottom again here, it finds some more support. It hits the top here really strong and wicks straight down, and it's sort of just trending in an upward channel here. Now, what I was looking for was a place to get in, and that was around this time right here. So what I saw was that Microsoft went ahead and hit the bottom of this channel, and I knew that I wanted to go ahead and execute this trade. So if I pull up my trades, what we can see here is that my first trade, if I go to Microsoft, I believe it was around here, this is it right here. So on the 27th of May at 11:51, I went ahead and I bought two Microsoft June 19 185 call options for $2.49 each. So if I go ahead and find that exact point in time, I believe it was near this low. So if I go, you can use this timeline here. If I press on it, so that's the 27th at 11:51. So if I make this 11, change this to 51 minutes, and I press OK. So right at this point, if I zoom in, is where I purchased the call option. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little arrow there so that we know that this is when I purchased it. And I'm gonna delete this line so that the chart looks a little cleaner. I'll zoom back out. So same channel, that's where I purchased it. Exactly at that bottom where we started to find support. What you guys can notice there, I'll zoom in once again, it started to wick here. So it went down, wicked up. This was a wick up and wick down, and then you can see it wicked up and then finished green. And that's a nice reversal trend right there. That's pretty clear technical reversal. And I was happy to get in on my call options there. Now, when I was in this trade, there was a few things that I was looking for. So obviously I was aware of the top of the channel to make sure that I wasn't holding this trade through the top of the channel. So if we go ahead and look at this, what we can see is if Microsoft was to hit the top up here, obviously that would be perfect case scenario. You know, that would be a great gain if it got all the way back up here, but I wasn't comfortable holding it, you know, to that point. There's a few other resistant points that I was looking at in this trade. So before I entered the trade, I was also looking at this 184 point. So you can see that we found some support here on Microsoft. It broke through it, found a top here, and also found another top here. So I was definitely aware of this 184 level. Now, my original plan was to hold it up until this 186 level because we can see that, you know, it's respectable that it could bounce and try to retest these resistance points. You can see that in the past, it definitely found resistance here. It basically did a triple top here and basically fell through it. So if I drew another line here at 186, that was another point that I was watching to make sure that I'm out of this trade before we get to those points. Now, let's see where I went ahead and ended up exiting this trade. So if I pull this up once again, and I scroll up to Microsoft, which is right here, you can see that I went ahead and I sold those contracts. I sold the June 19th 185 calls at $3.87 each. So that's just about a 55% gain on these contracts. Now I'll put a timestamp there as well, 5/28 at 2:47 p.m. So if I go ahead and get my line out again, which is right here. So I believe that's around here, but we'll go ahead and make that perfect. So it's on the 28th, so the next day. It was a one-day trade at what was it? It was 2:47. So I'll go 14:47. So that was right around here near that 184 level. So that's the exact level that I was watching. I saw that we had some previous support that turned into resistance, and I went ahead and I got out of the trade. Now I could have held this longer. Obviously Microsoft still has an opportunity to go higher, but I was up 50% on the trade and I was comfortable to take my profits there. So if I zoom in, we can see that on the day I sold it, Microsoft started to fall from this resistance point here. Pretty clear. You can see it found support. Support turns into resistance once it falls through, and I was happy to get out. Now thankfully I got out before this big wick down, which was just, I started to see some weakness during that day. If I go to the 1 minute chart on that day, which was right here, what we can see is, if I zoom over, go to the 5-day 5 minute. So this is where I got out of the trade. So we saw that Microsoft hit a top, hit that 184 level intraday, and found some pretty strong resistance through that on the 1 minute chart. I knew that that was a little bit of a bad sign, and I got out of the trade. Now you can see quickly after I got out of that trade, Microsoft did hit that again, double topped, and ultimately fell straight down. So pretty good timing to get out of the trade there. So after making that 55% gain on Microsoft, what I did was I went ahead and I rolled those profits into another call option. I'm still bullish on Microsoft. I still believe it will get higher. The NASDAQ is leading, tech is leading, and I think Microsoft can get up to the top of this channel or up to that 186 level that we pointed out. There's a few other technical reasons why I got back into the trade, so I want to go ahead and show you right now. So the green arrow right here is where I got in after that pretty overextended sell-off. Now if I pull up the trades, we can see that this group right here, I bought 3 Microsoft June 19 190 calls at $1.77 each. And that's right here at this green arrow. Now the first reason why I'm still bullish is because Microsoft is still trending up in the short term. We can see that it's making higher lows right here, and I think that is definitely a bullish sign. Now the next thing is I think Microsoft could potentially break through this 183 level. Now you can see that Friday, as of right now, Friday night, it is sitting right there at that 183 level, which I think potentially could break through. If Monday opens strong, if the futures perform well, if Trump doesn't say anything about China and everything is hunky-dory, I think Microsoft can definitely break through this and go ahead and reach this 186 level. Now I'm currently in this trade. I think I'm up about 5 or 6%, so nothing major. But if it hits this 186 level, it will definitely be a great trade. So I hope you guys enjoyed that quick analysis of my Microsoft trades, as well as the one that I'm currently in right now. That technical analysis is for any level of trader. Really all it takes is for you to dig into those charts and find what you're looking for and have a plan before you enter these trades. Also, if you're an experienced or a beginner trader, make sure to go ahead and join my options trading room there on StockTwits. We have over 500 members where we talk daily about different trade ideas. I also went ahead and I put these trades in that room right when I took them. I'll make sure to put the link down in the description below. Also, if you guys have any questions on this video, make sure to put them down below or shoot me a DM on Instagram. The link is in the description as well. So guys, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Make sure to smash that like button, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.